I make a motion.
Thank you so much.
Please submit it to the next meeting until such time as we have videotape at the last meeting.
Actually, can I comment on that, please?
Sure.
I've been advised that I'm not legally obligated to provide a copy of the tape.
Actually, you are. I've already checked with the city attorney's office.
I've been told I'm not, and actually Tom Topper
I know Tom,
told me
Toppy.
I'm not. Toppy,
You
I'm
are.
sorry, said that I'm not.
You are.
So.
But you can always put a request to the city attorney's office.
Well,
to ask.
until, yeah, I mean, I'd like to double check. So before I promise or obligate myself to providing a copy of any kind of videotape or copy of this, I'm not going to obligate myself until I check what the laws are. That's all I'm saying is if I'm legally bound, I'll provide a copy, but if I'm not legally bound, then I won't.
So you have a right to come in here every time and videotape us and use
It's a
us for
public-
anything that
No,
you
it's not.
want.
You don't have a right to do that. And I checked with the
okay.
city attorney's office on this
I think
twice.
you have to get a release from
Okay,
all
well,
of
let
us.
me check my rights, and then I'll provide a copy. But
And
if,
also, before you distribute it, can we check on?
I'm not
whether she
distributing
has
it.
to get release signatures. Nobody else watches this tape, is that correct?
They
I'm
do.
not releasing it.
They
So.
do.
Well, I can tell you that it's very obvious a lot of people.
Okay, well, I'll state again, if I'm legally obligated, I'll provide a copy, and if I'm not, I won't. That's all I'm
Can
saying.
you please check out whether or not you need to have
Jennifer?
a signature release from us?
Regardless of legal obligation, I don't believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that no one else in this neighborhood council was asked
That's correct.
or granted permission to be videotaped.
That's correct.
So
And that
until
has
you
to-
do
that
so,
has to be
I'm
done.
asking that the videotape be stopped until you
Right
get
now.
written permission from all of us.
Okay, so you're going to allow me to do the entire meeting, but just not now? Not the last 5 minutes?
That's correct. We're going to allow you to do that. Not the
And-
last 5
And
minutes.
actually further meetings until you get written permission from all of us.
And from the city attorney's office.
Okay, done, not a problem.
Now, what about what she's already taped?
That's, we're
Because
not.
I objected last
Yes,
time.
you did. Yes, you did.
And she continued to videotape the whole meeting. So I went on record as saying that I didn't agree to this.
The fact of the matter is that if she would be more than willing to just comply with the simple basics of the board, and that is to ask us for a release to allow us to be videotaped, number one, and to share. I mean, I just simply asked you to share the videotape, and you came across saying that you don't have to share. So right there, that's the board.
I didn't say that. If we want to go back and review the tape, I actually complied, but then I don't know my rights, and I was told, I don't know my legal obligations to it, so I'm new here. I'm not trying to be.
But initially, you volunteered.
Initially, I did comply, but if I'm not
That's
obligated,
correct.
that's
So that tells us that you don't want
But
to.
you also said.
Oh, I'm not getting into that. I've already stated what,
You also
all right.
said you were videotaping it for another individual.
The first one, I did not state that this time.
But judging from the Yahoo group discussions, other people had to see this video.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead,
And you never
Jennifer.
asked for my permission.
I
for
didn't have control of
distribution.
that, sorry. I didn't distribute it.
Go ahead,
Well,
Jennifer.
how did they see
Okay.
it?
Let's just say this. Let's not get into the battle here. We want to respect the stakeholder. We have made a request to her. That is number one, in the future, to
Is
please.
she taping now?
Are you taping now?
I am, because I've been allowed to tape the whole meeting.
No, you haven't been allowed to tape the whole meeting at all.
Okay, it was, okay. I'm not gonna get into that, but
Well, you don't have.
I'll
to
check
get
my,
into that.
I'll check my,
My permission to tape.
And this, are we all in favor that this board will not allow this stakeholder to continue taping this meeting until she provides clarification from the city attorney's office and obtains releases from all board members to be videotaped?
Is that a motion?
I would love it to be a motion, but it's not on the.
Jennifer is trying to.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Just one other comment. I have issues with the fact that she's been able to videotape in the past. I'm kind of in agreement with Paula because we weren't asked. and-
okay, well, again, I'm not doing anything on purpose. I don't know I don't know the restrictions here, so I will most definitely I'll find out what I'm supposed to do, and I'll go through the channels that I'm supposed to do
No,
to
that's
obtain it.
fine. I'm not trying to suggest anything.
No, I know.
of the sort. What my issue is that you've been able to videotape not knowing what your legal rights are, but in that same vein, if there's any legalities to be addressed, we weren't considered before you started videotaping. And it would look, or it would appear that you took it upon yourself to go ahead and videotape without consulting with those that are being videotaped, and that's my issue.
And I think further, my concern is that if you really had an issue with regard to legalities, as a respect, you would just cut it off automatically and until you find out for sure what you can or can't do. But you haven't even done that. You just have continued to tape.
Because I think there's
Yeah, but you just
a
said
discussion between, we don't know what's legal and what's not. You're telling me what you are saying is legal. I don't know that for a fact. So, and you've been letting me tape for X amount of hours at this point. So.
But you were the one who opened it up and said, well, if I don't, am I not required to, then I'm not going to until I find out my legal. So that tells us right there.
That doesn't say anything. I was stating my, I don't know my rights on this, so I'm not going to give.
You weren't concerned with your legal
All right, this is not a witch hunt. I told you I will look, I will find out my rights.
Please.
I don't want to spend 3 hours here,
We're not trying to say
so.
that we're trying to sacrifice you or hang you
Okay.
or whatever. What we're just trying to say is just be respectful.
I said,
of
let
our
me look at
request.
my rights, and then I'll very gladly, if I'm bound, I will very gladly do it.
You're going against what you just
Folks,
said.
but,
Melanie.
and she doesn't
God,
say it,
okay.
she's not going to, but the fact of the matter is, would you please, this board is asking you to please stop videotaping.
Yes, we got rights as well.
Absolutely, so please stop videotaping, or you will be asked to leave.
Oh, well, I'll leave, that's fine. That's on the tape too.
She has no clue what she's talking about.
Nice.